Imagine opening an inbox to 19,000 unread emails. Your calendar is full, your professional networks are flooded with automated pitches, and every browser session is interrupted by retargeted ads. This is the daily reality for the modern software buyer. Companies often assume their prospects are simply ignoring these messages, but buyers are doing something more deliberate. They are actively filtering out the noise as a survival mechanism to protect their time. The standard response to this silence is to turn up the volume. Marketing teams spend millions of dollars trying to generate more attention, chasing clicks, manufacturing traffic, and optimizing for maximum visibility. Capturing a buyer's attention will get a product noticed, but a click is not a conversation, and awareness does not drive a purchase decision. This traditional marketing funnel diagram shows the problem. It captures thousands of leads at the top, but because it relies on the assumption that awareness leads to revenue, the system clogs at the conversion stage. Rather than fighting for more attention, some companies are shifting toward trust-based marketing. Traditional marketing operates by a company claiming its own greatness. Trust-based marketing relies on specific evidence from the people who are already using the product. This comparison diagram illustrates the shift in medium. On the left, advertising relies on telling a passive prospect what a software tool can do. On the right, virtual events allow a company to demonstrate how that product works in a live environment. Hosting these events changes how a company positions itself. Instead of acting as a vendor pitching features, the company becomes a guide that helps prospects solve actual problems. In the modern software ecosystem, authority is not something you buy through an ad spend. It is something you build through teaching. Consider the perspective of a buyer who is actively evaluating a new software solution. They are typically skeptical and looking for a reason to say no. Before they commit, they need an answer to one specific question. Will this actually work for someone in my specific situation? A standard product pitch or a list of technical features rarely answers that question. Those formats explain what the software does, but they don't provide the context of how it applies to a unique business challenge. Customer stories change the dynamic. When buyers listen to a peer who has faced their exact challenges, the focus shifts to specific outcomes. Live virtual events facilitate this peer validation. They create spaces for active discussions and shared experiences, and unscripted Q&A sessions where prospects hear directly from successful users. By gathering real users and prospects in one room, community-driven events allow a company to scale social proof through direct peer-to-peer interaction. This timeline illustrates the old journey of a software purchase. It was a linear path, moving from initial awareness to a sales demo, then a formal proposal, and finally a purchase. That progression is no longer the standard. Today's path to a contract is an interconnected ecosystem. As the timeline breaks apart, you see the new requirements. Before reaching a decision, a modern buyer goes through independent research, community vetting, and peer education. For revenue leaders, this means the trust required to make a purchase is built independently, long before a sales rep ever initiates a call. The level of trust in a relationship has a direct impact on the length of a sales cycle. In the top timeline, a low-trust environment causes awareness to trigger skepticism, leading to expanded friction blocks and delays. On the bottom timeline, awareness transitions into confidence, allowing the buyer to bypass friction and reach a decision in a fraction of the time. By answering objections through peer evidence, event-led growth strategies remove the skepticism that typically slows down a deal. Modern buyers do not purchase software features, they purchase confidence. The true role of a software leader is to provide the evidence and community access that builds it.